Reverend Steve, keeping it simple. We're going to be in Jude and we're going to be in verse 6 today. And now, this chapter within itself is a beautiful teaching to help us understand false teaching and how, as Paul said, the simplicity of grace and simplicity to devotion to Jesus Christ. That's the same thing if you think about the analogy we were talking about with Moses, right? The simplicity of those who followed Moses, waited on Moses to come down the mountain, and those who didn't wait for Moses to come down the mountain and did their own thing. That's what Jude is alluding here to. That when they were at the foot of the mountain, many went their own way. Many wanted to go back to Egypt. Many went into idolatry. They made a calf. They did all that. And they showed their own, heart's desire. And the others, they waited on Moses to come down. And just like us, don't let anybody take that away from you, that simplicity and grace to Jesus Christ. Don't pollute it either with the world and, thinking that you're, high and mighty and you could do whatever you want. And, that's what Jude was alluding to, because a lot of that was happening. People were taking grace to the extreme. The Gnostics were taking it to the extreme that the flesh didn't mean anything. Controlling the flesh didn't mean anything. They let their bodies, they did whatever they want. They brought that heathenism into their belief system. We need to take that out. We need to take the world out of our belief system and our trust to be only in Jesus Christ. And I hope that I convey that every time I speak, that it's about Him. He's the center. And that's the best way to look at it, is to think of Jesus as a wheel. And He's like a wheel with spokes. And He's the hub. He's the center. And all the spokes feed into that. And without the center, the wheel flies off and goes its own direction. But you have to be centered in Jesus Christ. I think that's a nice little analogy to really think about, that He's the center. If we deviate from that center, we fly off and the wheel doesn't roll anymore. So let's get into this. Let's get into verse 6. And I remind you of the angels who did not stay within their limits of authority. God gave them up and left their place where they belonged. God has kept them secretly chained in prison in darkness. So this is not only for humans. This is also for the angels of heaven. When they fell, they were condemned, and He's got them in chains of darkness till the end. Just think about that. Just think about things that we don't even realize that are happening, have happened and are still happening. And that is a picture. It's quite amazing of that picture. And this alludes to the book of Enoch a little bit. And we'll talk about that in the next video. God bless.